Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Project Ozone 3, Kappa mode. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Just for your information, me is also fine. I was hoping that we would be able to start today's episode by replying to some of your comments on the previous one. I do try to reply to most of your comments as best as I can, and me is very sorry that sometimes I'm very late, but although I write down the replies, I think it's sometimes better to visualize it. One of the most frequent comments on the previous episode was regarding my personal comment. Hi. We should really start making walls, and maybe a roof. One day. The only thing is that it's incredibly convenient. I don't have to take the elevator, I can just walk in. Anyhow, as always, I was nagging that these guys are incredibly slow, and some of you guys suggested that according to Hypno's video, it's better that we have a chest next to this interface and then export items into the automation interface. And if we do it like this will be incredibly faster. The thing is, we do have the same setup for the Ultimate Singularity and the Chaos Catalyst. It's not significantly faster, and I will try to explain to you why it's not. But let me craft an Endless Pearl. You see, it's actually not that slow. But now if I order an Infinity Catalyst, you will notice something very important. Look at the Neutronium. It's really fast, right? But when it switches the material, for instance, now we have the Ultimate Stew, now it needs the Cosmic Meatballs, there is a huge delay. And that is the problem. So for something which requires like 4 different materials, it's relatively fast. But for something that is going to require 81 different material, it's actually incredibly slow. Because you're not limited by the number of items that you can export to this automation interface, you're limited by the speed that this guy can process it. Another comment was that the crafter that I have over here is put on slow. The thing is, if you put it on fast, then the interface is not keeping up. I can add more export buses and import buses, but the thing is, we were not in a hurry and the gear is already done. So we don't need to make any more creative essence. Another point was that, am I going to make the final star shard from Project X? The thing is, we already made it. We have 6 over here in order to make the chaos plank. We already made 1 chaos plank, and I think we can make 1 more over here. So the answer is yes, this is incredibly expensive, but we didn't have a choice. We have to do that. And I think the final point was that I do not have to export DT fuel inside the reactor. I can do deuterium and tritium. The thing is, yes, you can do that, but then I needed 2 creative tanks. This way I only need 1, and creative tanks are kind of expensive. There was also a complaint that I cheesed the fight with the tarantula and I should do it again. The problem is I can't really get the egg again because this is not a repeatable quest. So, I'm sorry. I should not have done that, but I could not figure it out. And in my defense, although there are some tooltips on how to defeat some of the bosses, but there's nothing about the tarantula, so I had no idea. I did actually use the bow, but I did cut it out of the video. I'm sorry. Radioactive water. What? Can you give me a bucket? Oh, it's from extra planets. So, what do you do? Okay, honestly speaking, that was not a surprise. Now that we have fluid cows, there is a simple achievement to automate a fluid cow milking. I have no idea why this is even a quest, but we can do that very easily. We're going to need a rancher, a range add-on, and power. And we get biocrude from someone. If we want to be technically correct, we should do it like this. So he's stuck in there, and since I do not need biocrude, we're going to void the fluid. That is automating fluid cows. And I get a trophy. I just had to double check, it does not say that you have to automate every single fluid cow, it just says fluid cow. So 1, I guess, is enough. I can do it for 2, but there is no point. And you go over here. So let us get back to the main task at hand, which is completing every single quest. We have Delta left, which is making all the seeds, and I have not made all of them, which we're going to do today. But someone also mentioned that we need to finish this one as well, and get all the totems. And I'm slightly confused, I thought these are supposed to be rewards. But claiming all of them is not going to be a problem because we have 5000 RAKs. And we also got some loot chests. Emerald kit is not the worst. 1 RAK, okay. Endest kit. Oh, generators. Insanium coal. That would have been useful. Matter transporter. Okay. And in case you're wondering, we spent 1500 RAKs to claim everything. Now that everything is done, we can focus on Delta. A very great suggestion that I got from you guys was regarding the mob chunks. If you guys remember, I had a lot of problems gathering them, and someone said, just put them in the Zenith furnace. It will double it. And to be honest, at first I thought, no, this is going to take a lot of time, but it's actually very convenient. Anyhow, we can start making the slime seeds, fire seeds, aluminium brass, silicon, dye, marble, chicken. For the aluminium seed from mystical agriculture, we're also going to require aluminium seed from agricraft, and that requires iron and potatoes. And this is potatoes. And I do hope that this is 10-10-10, yes. We also need 1 aluminium ore, and we should be able to craft this guy. And unfortunately, this guy has to be 10 10 10 as well. And since this guy is from Agricraft, we actually have to switch the ores down here with aluminium as well. Good. This is also 10 10 10, so we should be able to just make the aluminium seeds. For copper, we're going to require iron and carrots. So as usual, this is the copper seed. From Agricraft, we switch the ores, we make it 10 10 10, and then we make the copper seed from Mystical Agriculture. Two of the seeds are going to give us a little bit of a trouble. One of them is limestone and one of them is basalt. And since I did not get any of them through mining, we're using an igneous extruder. So here is limestone and here is basalt. Tier 2 seeds are complete. I spent a crazy amount of time in order to craft every single seed that we're going to need in order to complete the Delta quest line. And it's actually much more complicated than you would expect, because for instance, in order to make fluic seeds, you're going to need both nether quartz and certus quartz. And in order to make the nether quartz, you're also going to require the crystalline seeds. We had most of them, but most of the alloys were very complicated, but in any case, they are done and I'm very happy. Actually, I almost forgot. We need to make the seed reprocessor, and that is one more quest. Then we need to make the neutronium and the nether star seed, and these are slightly painful. We just need a little bit of this wither skeleton essence, and I think that should be enough. Yes, we needed that in order to make the wither-proof glass, and if I'm not wrong, we have the rest of the materials, so we should be able to just craft the nether star seed. Yes, very good. For the Neutronium Seed, we are going to require the Stabilized Void Matter, which is from Lordcraft, such an amazing mod, and that is going to require blocks of pure crystal, which is going to require the Void Catalyst. And I think we have it on auto crafting. Good. Not enough embers. Huh, now we have embers. Do you work? No. Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, it is. I was just being impatient. You know what? Technically, we can make a block, and then let us see if we can animate it. Yes, we can. Okay, good. Because to be honest with you, these pure crystals are extremely expensive, and I really don't want to craft them. And if I'm not wrong, we only need 3 of them, because we already have one in our ME system. Ladies and gentlemen, the Neutronium Seeds. And the reason that the Neutronium Seeds are important is that with them, the Delta quest line is complete. So we have completed every single quest line until the simple achievements. I was also hoping that we would be able to spend a little bit of time in order to craft more chaos planks. Because as you guys remember, we're going to need 8 and we only have 1. And now that we have a fair bit of chaos ingots, I was thinking that maybe we can make 2 more, 3 more? See where we stand? I have filled in the recipe to some extent, but we are missing a bunch of items. One of them is the Wand of Animation, and we have to craft a few more. And unfortunately for the Wand of Animation, if you guys remember, we are also going to require the Complex Earth Staff, which is going to require a bajillion mana-infused ingots. So this is going to take a while. I thought we can use our RAKs in order to buy the mana-infused ingots from the shop, but unfortunately you have to do it one by one, and we need half a stack. So actually this is going to take a while because our input is full. Also the Ender chest has items in it, so I guess we should go and gather some soul stones. Our spawner is still here, that is good. Hello. Hold right mouse button in order to charge up. Sneak right click on the top of the block to use AoE attack. Are you charging up? Okay, so I can do it like this. To be honest, it doesn't really do that much damage. I mean, on its own it does a lot of damage, but the AoE attack is garbage. So I did craft up 4 more Wands of Animation. This one is mine. The other one is inside the extended crafting table, so we should have enough for the moment. Because in any case, we do not have enough chaos ingots in order to craft all of them. We just need a few. And the reason that I came back here was that we need to make some Oblivion Catalysts. Not the Oblivion Catalyst itself, we need to make the Oblivion Catalyst so that we can make the Oblivion Death Bomb. Why did we get mobs? Hello? Did I do it wrong? Yeah, I have no idea what happened. We got it this time. We ran out of mobs to sacrifice, so for the moment we're going to have 6 of them. Oh, they stack. I did not know that. Okay, but we should be able to make 1 more chaos plank. And unfortunately we are also out of creative tanks, so I have to craft a bit more. We can only make 2 more, and that's it. And for the moment we have 4 chaos planks and 9 chaos ingots. I have already set aside the 16 chaos ingots that we're going to need in order to make the creative power cell, so the items that you see in front of you are the items that are reserved for the remaining 4 chaos planks. And then we're done. Now that we have finished every single quest, I was hoping that we would be able to focus on the simple achievements tab. Last episode we made the mechanism fusion reactor, and I was hoping that this episode we would be be able to make the boiler and the turbine. And this trophy was for the reactor. I was checking and it seems that the boiler casing itself has EMC, so we don't have to craft it. The maximum size of every single multi-block structure for mechanism is 18 by 18 by 18, but that's an even number, and for the boiler we're going to go with 17 by 17 by 17. And our central block will be aligned with our reactor. Yeah, also the quest does not tell us that we have to make it 18 by 18 by 18, so we should be fine. And this is apparently 17 by 17 by 17. It's slightly disproportionate to our base. Why should I make it maximum size? It is perfectly fine. One of you guys suggested that it should be maximum size, so we're going to make it maximum size. For those of you who don't know, the superheating element for mechanism is used in the boiler, and we're going to need a lot of that. I have not set up a boiler and a turbine for a very long time, so I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, the superheating element goes at the bottom, and this is basically going to boil the water. Oh, we ran out. Why? And you should always remember that if you do not see the textures being connected, that means you're doing something wrong. So for instance, if I put one over here, you can see a problem. And this is also another example of doing something wrong. We are also going to require pressure dispersers, and that has EMC. So we don't have to craft it, and that is good. So this is 17 blocks high, and now we're encountering a small problem. The thing is, we have to go up by 8 blocks so that we will have 2 equal tanks. But now this part is slightly smaller because it's 1 block shorter. So maybe we will go to 18 high. Yeah, I would say this is much better. The thing is, another John Cena. Okay. Anyhow, I was going to say that this is much better because it is 18 tall and both tanks are at the same size. The thing is, the bottom tank is for water and we're going to heat it up using our superheating elements, and the top tank is for steam. So it's better that both of them are at the same size. Obviously, we're also going to make the walls out of glass. We are also going to require a few valves. One of them will be for steam and the other 2 will be for water. And if we extract the water, this should start filling in. Good. I love that animation. And to be honest with you, I don't think this is going to be very lag efficient, but it's fun to watch. I just realized that I said we're going to use 2 of them for water and 1 of them for steam. This is not for steam, this is for heat. We're going to take the heat from our reactor over here, you can see the heat in the pipe, and we're going to connect it to our boiler. And that was instant. How? Well, I guess the reactor is hot. That's fine by me. Just to do a very small recap, we made this gigantic boiler which is 17 by 17 by 18 tall, which has superheating elements on the bottom which is going to boil the water, and heat dispersers in the middle. So below the heat dispersers we have a water tank, and above it we have our steam tank, and apparently also a mob farm. But now that we have steam, we should be able to make the turbine. I'm extremely confused and slightly scared because I'm sure one of those creepers is a John Cena. Anyhow, this is going to be the frame of our turbine itself. Everything in mechanism is limited to 18 by 18 by 18 except the turbine, which is limited to 17 by 17 by 17. So this is why it's actually 1 block lower than the boiler. Just under the top casing and under the roof, we're going to have a layer of electromagnetic coils. And then somehow we need to find the center block and add a rotational complex. And that is not the center. Yeah, I would say now it is in the center. Then we need to add the rotors. So the maximum height of your rotor can be 13 blocks. And then we need our blades. And we just hold right click. Yeah, I think we are done. Okay. Cool. Just below the electromagnetic coil, we're also going to require a layer of pressure dispersers. And just in case you're wondering, we have turbine casing, we have electromagnets, we have pressure dispersers, which are on the same level as that rotational complex. And we should be able to just cover you. Okay. Cool. Now we're going to need turbine vents, and you can place them on the layer of the pressure dispersers or above it or on the top. And I think the vents are actually used in getting rid of the steam, which is not required by the turbine anymore. Maybe? Because if I remember correctly, there's also a way of recycling water, but we don't care about power, we don't care about steam, we don't care about water, so we don't have to recycle it. We can waste everything. So do we have a multi-block structure? Yes. Okay, good. This is going to be incredibly stupid. I need to put a valve over there. And there are hundreds of mobs. It's okay. We're fine. Then we're going to take that steam and put it in our turbine, which is functioning. I think we actually just ran out of steam. Okay. But it was generating us something around 22 million RF or something. So at this very moment, our boiler is generating 128 buckets of steam, which is nothing because our turbine is only working at like 5% efficiency. And I think one of our main problems is that we're not inputting water fast enough because there's no water here. Actually, I just realized that we are limited by the ultimate mechanical pipe because the transfer rate of this guy is only 64 buckets. and we have 2 of them. So this is why we are generating 128 buckets of steam. So just out of curiosity, can we use a fluid laser from actually additions? Okay, I did hook up an infinite water source to laser relays from actually additions. This one is set to input and this one is extracting water from the infinite water source. And in order to configure them, you actually need a compass, which is incredibly weird. But the lasers actually have infinite transfer rate, so this guy is full of water. Now our problem is that we're not boiling it fast enough. Can we have more superheating elements? Yes, but that only increased the maximum boil rate. We need to increase the boil rate. Maybe it's not hot enough? I was trying to understand why we cannot boil the water fast enough. I added one more layer of superheating elements and that didn't help. I thought we don't have enough water, so I added another infinite water source with lasers and that didn't help. I also added 2 more thermodynamic conductors so that we can transfer the heat from the reactor to the boiler fast enough, and then I realized the problem is over here. The entire reason that we were maxed out at 192 buckets per tick is because we were not pumping it fast enough. So we're going to put you to insert and you to output, and then we just connect you. So now the rate is super crazy, and I'm happy with that. And the turbine itself is generating 71 million RF per tick. Nice. And unfortunately, since our Draconic Evolution energy core is maxed out, we have a trash can over here so that we dump that 71 million RF. Just to put things into perspective, the size of the boiler determines its capacity, meaning how much water you can have inside and how much steam you can have inside. The number of superheating elements that you have determines how fast you can boil the water. And with the setup that we have over here using infinite water sources and the heat from our reactor, it's converting 34,000 buckets of water into steam every tick. The turbine is a little bit different. The thermoelectric coils that we have under here and also the turbine blades are the ones which are going to generate the RF. So I would assume the reason that you will go for a max size turbine is not just because you will have a bigger capacity for steam, it's just because you will have bigger surface area so that you can have thermoelectric coils and vents. And unfortunately, since our Draconic energy core is full, I had to use an energy trash can because otherwise this will not work. And by not working, I mean it will not rotate. In the simple achievement section, we should be able to claim our trophy for the boiler and also for the turbine. And for the moment, we just put them over here, I guess. I was also looking in the simple achievement section to see what else we can do today. So apparently there is an endless death. Kill any boss mob, must have a boss bar, using an endless pearl. So obviously the easiest boss mob to summon is the Wither. I'm not even sure, can we kill him with an endless pearl? We will know. Should I drop it? Yeah, okay, that didn't work. I think it's much easier to do this in a cave so that he will not be able to escape. Will you work? It's not sucking him in. Why? Yeah, that doesn't really work well with the Wither, cause he has 1000 health. The Antlion Overlord also has a boss bar, so it should work on him. No, well I have to do this like 10 times, cause this is not doing that much damage. Well actually maybe not 10 times, cause this is the 4th one and he's almost dead. Are you dead? Thank you. So this simple achievement is also done. There is also another simple achievement that we have to kill a boss using an open modular turret. So I did bring a railgun, and luckily the ammo has EMC, so we can just put it in and then summon the Wither. Don't run away, don't run away. This way. At this rate, this is not working. We need upgrades. Yeah, now it worked. Also, there is a bug in open modular turrets that if I break the base, it will crash my game. So we're gonna leave it here. But we can at least claim this one as well. There is another simple achievement which is obtaining the Wand of Preservation in an amber deposit. And I'm not exactly sure, but this is amber and it's a deposit? I don't know. So it was not here, I guess. I found another one and something is stuck. Oh, this is how you would find it. Okay, there is another one. We have another one and this one seems to be empty. No, it's not. We have bugs. Nice. On a positive note, I think it's actually easier to find them in jungles. That is one grass. Oh, okay. I'm just getting different types of bugs. Oh, a praying mantis. We should take that one home. You come with me. The main problem is that amber deposits are rare. Most of them don't contain anything, and the ones that contain something is normally a bug. Well, I've been flying for a while and I've been going through amber deposits and I have not been very lucky. But finally, I think I have found it. It's in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we're gonna check. It will shoot amber stars and captures a mob. Ah, so I can preserve the mobs in amber? Interesting. How do you fire? Maybe we are going to need amber stars? Oh yeah! Oh, that's so nice. And thankfully, we do have a silk touch pick. It seems that you will get something called amber preservation block and we can use it in order to decorate our wall. And it crashed my game. I just had to restart my client and everything seems to be fine. We also have a pet who is a praying mantis and we're gonna name him. Hello Bob. We can also claim this trophy. Use the wand of preservation to capture all Erebus mobs. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. Just out of curiosity, do you eat something? Probably not. Anyway guys, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. I was actually thinking that maybe I should not upload another episode of Project Ozone 3 until we get the creative chest. I will do my AFKing and maybe after, I don't know, a week or so we will have the creative chest. The thing is, I don't have anything to do, so we need to AFK. And maybe the remaining simple achievements and the end quests we will do after the creative chest. We will see how it goes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.